I've been someone who's honestly been very strongly against Zordon returning in Power Rangers because it would really mean that his sacrifice didn't mean anything. It's really only for the people who stopped watching Power Rangers when they were really young and they don't really care about the rest of the franchise. Not that they're not allowed to enjoy this. I hope they do enjoy it, but it wouldn't make sense in the lore and what the show is, and it would kind of defeat the purpose of everything, honestly. But this caught me really off guard. I did not expect this. They did such a beautiful job having Zordon return, but yet still keeping it to canon, keeping the lore intact. I didn't think that was possible to do, and they did it. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. I'm blown away, honestly. I mean, my hat's off to the writing staff. You guys are awesome. Thank you for that. We'd all do things differently if we could pick, you know, how to do the show, like do an all-out legendary battle, bring back more veteran actors. There are budget restraints. You know, Power Rangers is not the highest grossing show in the world. They don't have the biggest budget. I always veer away from the idea of they should have done blank because it's not possible logistically all the time. Overall, I think you definitely need the Dino Fury context. If you didn't watch Dino Fury, this would be very difficult to kind of keep up with because there's just so much going on. It really reminds me a lot of like an Avengers Endgame or something because it moves at such a fast pace. And if you haven't watched like all those movies for the Avengers, you're kind of like, who are these people? Very fast. I thought they did it well though. The things that really did surprise me, I did not see the Mucus and Slither stuff coming, and I'm so glad that I didn't. Both of those actors who are the voice actors for those characters are the people who were seen in live action there. Slither, or Mr. Wiz, is played by Campbell Cooley, who's a major longtime voice actor for Power Rangers. He's also one of the loop artists. That means he does background voices, any sort of noise that you need done in the background, people eating or whatever. He's on there, and he's literally in every single Power Ranger episode for over a decade, I think. I mean, I can't remember what his first, when he officially started that, but he's just such a massive part of the show. He does Slither. He's also Scrozzle's voice. I think there was another character that he did. I don't remember. That was in there. I can't remember. But he supports this fandom to an extreme. He has his own YouTube channel, and you should check it out. He has some cool videos up there where he reacts to different episodes and stuff like that. Strongly recommend. Mucus and Slither were hilarious.
Gave her life to save me! And my new friend Mucus helped. Hello!
That was a win. I mean, Power Rangers has always had comedy involved, and they were great. I loved them. And speaking of comedy, Jane and Jayborg, I love them. Jane is one of my favorite characters as far as the comedic relief people, because Jane has a good heart. She offers to help them and says, like, I'll do a fake, you know, newscast to throw off, you know, the bad guys. And she's not just like a silly character. She actually wants to help. And I think that's beautiful about her. She's actually the one who helped Gordon Garcia finally realize that his son was a really talented guy and that he should start, you know, viewing this whole music thing differently. And it's really because of Jane. She's the one who showed him a video of him playing and said, you know, he's a talented guy. I love those characters. Back to Campbell Cooley, I love they threw in a line there where they said, you have a real talent for voices. Gee, thanks. So I thought that was great. And I love the fact that those characters actually ended up being a big part of why the Rangers won. Ton of cameos on the season, which I love. We got Heckle, Tarek, Mechanic, Pop Pop, Commander Shaw, Lily, and the Garcia parents. And these are all New Zealand actors. I love that they're bringing them back. I wish they could have gotten some more people like Sally Martin or Nick Sampson, who are also New Zealand people, but, you know, I know budget can't have everybody. I love the fact they brought back as many people as they did. That's something that fans just want. We all want that, right? I would say with Heckle, I thought they should have made him a lot more powerful. I think they could have upped the stakes quite a bit, and he could have been taking out these Sentinels left and right. I wish they would have done that, because the Dark Energy is supposed to be insanely strong. He should have been a lot more powerful, but it's okay. Tarek, now that guy was amazing. I really wanted him to get some powers by the end of it, but he still kicked butt like crazy even without the powers, which I loved. I love when they make a character really strong, or they always do that with like Six Rangers. They make them super insanely strong, and then somehow they're still getting stopped like the next episode and beaten. So I don't understand that. Mick Canick, Kelson Henderson is a gem in the Power Ranger world. He has been with Power Rangers for so long. He's done so many iconic characters. I'm glad that they had him become a Ranger permanently, and he just, man, I love it. I love that he got to do that because he's a treat. I love watching his work because he's so funny. He's been with Power Rangers a long time. Probably do a video on him at some point because he's just great. He deserves a whole video just about him. I love that we finally got an Orange Ranger. It was quick. The hard part is that there just wasn't any time to really give Fern a focus episode. You know, we only had 10 episodes, so I wish she could have had a focus episode, even though these episodes weren't really the same as kind of our traditional Power Ranger episodes. You know, it's hard because we didn't get to really experience her that all that much. Izzy and Fern, I had one person who brought up this topic, and I know that this is going to be the main headline on every news station about the lesbian Power Ranger couple. The major problem that most like fan films or movies in general or TV characters is that they don't give these characters identities outside of them just being a lesbian. They have this character who has had no lines, and then this character just walks up to the bad guy and goes, yeah, well, I'll have to talk to my girlfriend. I have no idea who you are, and that's the only thing I know about you, and that's the only thing about your personality that is relevant apparently in the storyline. That's the thing I hate when they do that with characters, because you don't have someone come up and say, I'll have to tell that to my heterosexual partner. They don't do that. You know, it's stupid. Izzy and Fern are both really lovable characters. Yes, you have to have watched Dino Fury to know more about them, but they're not just, oh, they're the lesbian couple. They have great storylines. They're hardworking people. They're both very athletic. They push themselves to an extreme level, which makes them really good Power Rangers. We see that more with Izzy. Fern, there's not much time to see it, but they represented them as human beings first. They made us fall in love with them as characters before they even talked about their sexuality. Probably still going to be people out there who are just like up in arms about it for no reason. I think that they became more than just a political statement. I love this girl power moment. We've wanted a red female ranger for a long time. The Sentai footage has stopped us from that. You know, they don't have any female red rangers besides in Samurai, and that was very short-lived, so we couldn't do that. Having a red female ranger is awesome. I love that. We also have a team of girls, these 3 girls, which we've only ever had 2 female girls on a team, unless you count Samurai, which was quick.
Who's next?
But I love that they have this.
All right, so I'm going to talk about this because I know it's going to be an issue, and there are people already going on about it, about how this is some sort of agenda that, oh, all these female rangers, they're the ones driving the spaceship, or they seem to be in charge over the men. I just want to point out something. The men in this series are actually dealing with a lot going on. Amelia, of course, is dealing with her, you know, boyfriend, who she loves very much, being evil, and that's very tough, but she's in a position of leadership and she's got to pull it together, right? Fern and Izzy both have kind of had their time in Dino Fury and now are a happy couple. Javi is dealing with losing his arm, potentially losing a career in music, and Aion is dealing with this tragic loss of his friend that he's not sure if he'll ever get him back. It's really beautiful that the ladies of the team are able to come in, take some control, and help these guys out dealing with all their problems.
I love the Squid Ink idea, arms dealers. I think it's amazing, and it brought a twist I did not see coming. Zedd becoming a morphing master was an amazing idea.
Didn't see it coming.
Turning Zedd into energy to make an evil Z-Wave.
Didn't see it coming.
That was brilliant. Oh my gosh, that was so good. My only issue with that whole scene is that they made it sound like former Rangers were going to save them. Billy started talking to comms and contact all the Rangers you know. Flyther and Mucus saved them, which is okay. They made it sound like Power Rangers were going to show up. The Alien Rangers, Tray of Triforia would come. They didn't. Man. I mean, it was still cool that they had the Zords come. That was really awesome. I wish they could have done a quick shot of the Rangers in their cockpits. Zato's storyline with Aion was a great one. Aion and Zato took on monsters back 65 million years ago, and they're the only remaining people of their team, so they have a very strong connection. You know, we haven't seen this type of storyline in Power Rangers before. I thought it was really beautifully done. I mean, I wish they could have given more time to it, but of course we had to rush through things a lot. What I honestly thought was going to happen, I thought Zato was going to go into the morphing grid and be greeted by his old teammates. It could have been cool if we had them go into the tube. The Cosmic Fury Rangers were fighting with the former Dino Fury Ranger team against Lord Zedd. I thought that could have been really cool. Again, we got a low budget situation, but him becoming a morphing master was really great. I thought that was a good idea. Honestly, Aion is a character that all through Dino Fury I really didn't like very much. I felt like he didn't ever really grow up. He was kind of childish, but this actually made him come to terms with something, with losing somebody that he cared about very much. Step in the right direction for him. I think he really turned out to be better by the end of it. You know, talking about Ollie was a jerk in nature. He's not a very kind person. You know, there's an episode where he runs into a former professor of his. The professor flat out tells him, people didn't like you in class. You were obnoxious. You were a know-it-all. You weren't polite to others. Seeing him be mentored sort of by Lord Zedd in this evil state was really interesting, and something I didn't see coming as well. Theory with the whole Ollie being evil thing is that poison actually just amplified the worst parts of him. One of those things is he wants to impress others, and he's trying to impress Lord Zedd. After being turned good, you know, he felt this horrible amount of guilt, and I think that was really the low point of him, to see, wow, that's what I'm capable of. I don't want to be that person anymore. So I think that is the moment that's really going to turn him around. Amelia is an amazing female lead. I liked her. I mean, she's been great all through Dino Fury. She was awesome, and you can really see her develop into a leader as she took over Buzz Blast for a period of time while Jane was gone. And that really prepared her. She's really good at delegating, good at leading her team. You know, I know there's a fear whenever it comes to like a female boss that people are going to just start saying that they're bossy or they're mean or whatever because it's a girl. I don't think they brought that across with her at all. They just showed a really confident, strong, you know, leader. I don't think there was any question of her not being a good leader or being, you know, rude to the other Rangers or anything like that. I'm going to rewatch the series, of course, and try to pick out all the little things. There are tons and tons of little, they bring up Reef Side or they bring up all this stuff. So tons of Easter eggs that I know I've missed. I don't do this a lot anymore, to be honest, but I'm going to ask you, if you actually like this and you want to subscribe, I really would love to have you, because we're not going to have Power Rangers for a while. Probably not going to see a new series in 2024. Hopefully we'll see something in 2025. But I really work hard to make some good breakdown videos of different seasons, lots of stuff like that, but also theories about what's going on with this crazy franchise. It isn't really connected very well, but we try to figure it out. But there's lots of Power Ranger content on here, and I just love talking Power Rangers. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be around to discuss it with us, subscribe and follow the channel, and I hope you guys have a great one.